If by magic, here he is, Tom Hayward. Tom, it's been some year, isn't it? How are you?
Yeah, it's been a good year, a bit of a crazy year, but very good. Thanks for having me, as always.
Look, it's a real pleasure. It's a real pleasure, and obviously it's been a good year for us. And I want to thank you as well for having us along for a lot of the ride there. We were at 8 of your tournaments, but there's been a lot more than that this year, hasn't there? Just tell us about your year with the Clutch Pro Tour. How has it been from an organisational point of view? And you must feel quite proud after getting it done after what has been a very difficult year for everyone.
Yeah, it's been obviously this Clutch Pro Tour started in 2019, and to be honest, it was a way for me to try and get back playing, try and run some events, some special events for the players, raise some cash for myself at the same time, and then get back playing. But it just snowballed very quickly. The demand was clearly there from the players. I was slowly getting more and more out of shape, so swinging the golf club was becoming slightly harder, and I had a young family and whatever. I just felt like. I don't know. I just felt like I was reinvigorated, like running the events as opposed to playing in them. And with a young family to think about, I wanted to try and build something sustainable for the future. And then this year we had 15 events, so it was a massive progression, obviously. And that's with obviously all the lockdowns that we've endured this year as a country. So 15 events was pretty impressive, and a lot of the mini tours did very well this year as a result of. The start of the year, there was a lack of European Tour and Challenge Tour events. And then the European Tour and Challenge Tour got back up and running and did a great job running a lot of events. But, the mini tours, it was the year of the mini tour, undoubtedly this year. And we all capitalized at the beginning of the season, especially. But, there is a big market out there, big market, these professionals, male and females, and amateur golfers, because the amateur golf market was hit heavily this year because of COVID. So I think all of the mini tours, and including us, we did a really good job providing that service for the players, and I think the pros in the UK are pretty spoilt, to be fair, with the amount of choice that they now have on offer, compared to some of the other countries in the continent.
I think you're absolutely spot on there. In fact, if anything, yes, COVID is a terrible thing. We know that, but it has put things like Clutch Pro Tour on the map this year, hasn't it? It really has. But I mean, you call it a mini tour, shall we say. Some of the prize monies you've had on offer is absolutely sensational. I mean, the majors alone have been worth £10,000 to the winner. And some of the relationships you've built have been fantastic. Obviously, Mizuno, as we know. And there's been a bit of a relationship with the Challenge Tour this year as well, hasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely obsessed with the whole project. Got some great people now helping us, including Modest Golf, and even away from the associated companies, like the team of people like Will and Neil and Sally, everyone who's helping me run the events, and Lily, obviously my partner. We're all doing a fantastic job. So yeah, we're completely obsessed with the project. Keep working really hard to offer as good opportunities as we can. We've taken some really big gambles personally to get all this off the ground. And Bedford Insurance, who are our main sponsors, they enabled us to offer the prize money that we have, and they've been an absolute rock for us, to be honest. None of these tours, or no big tour can survive and grow and develop without sponsors like that. So Bedford Insurance has been incredible. But we've been very lucky with the partnerships we've had. Mizuno Golf Europe have been amazing. They supported me when I was a player. They've done offered great prizes, great incentives, and even little things like bringing the tour truck to the events adds a huge credibility and quality to the events, which we've been really grateful for. But the prize money is just something that we've found a way of offering more money than most mini tours have been able to. And we've had prize funds. We've paid out up to 32 grand in some of the events this year. Prize money going up considerably again next year. There's going to be a bigger guarantee on all of the events in terms of prize money. So yeah, I mean, if we're just continually trying to push forward, keep the tours who are ahead of us, keep them on their toes, and just basically offering a better service for the players, or as good a service as we possibly can.
Fantastic. And it is wonderfully well organised, I have to say. I know it's probably more stressful, actually, isn't it, Tom, being in your position and being one of the players?
Oh, massively so. Yeah, when you're a player, you completely, I've got so much more appreciation for the tours that I used to play on. I mean, the amount of work that goes into it behind the scenes is ridiculous. Just making sure, and you're not perfect, and sometimes you get to the event and you've still forgotten something, or something still doesn't go your way. And being a one-day tour this season, we were kept on our toes with things like weather conditions. Look at Tour Champs. Tour Championship was a washout day one. Fortunately, Bert Campster gave us the option to run it over a second day, because that would have been a real anticlimax. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like the end, I was absolutely frazzled by the time Tour Champs had finished, and then we had the arrival of our third baby, which I nearly missed. But it's just been a crazy year, but it's been so memorable, and I literally can't wait for it to start up again next year, to be honest.
Well, let's move into next year then. Big plans. There's a few changes. Any scoops for us, Tom? You can announce.
It's really tricky without getting myself in a bit of a pickle, probably.
Trouble.
There's a lot of stuff, like, you know, we had some, like, just going back to the partners we had amazing partners last year. A lot of those partnerships have continued into this year, so we've been very lucky with that. You know, people like Golf Hubber, Golfing Days, they've been an amazing support to us. You know, Wow Hydrate, you probably just saw me sipping my drink earlier, but Wow Hydrate sponsored the van this year and have been heavily involved. Energy have been brilliant. They're like an athlete support network that support our players, offer a learning and a commission-based, you know, earning incentive platform for those guys so they can fund their own careers. So we've had a lot of great people. Moving to next year, like, a lot of these guys have carried on their partnerships with us, which has been fantastic. That gives us a really strong foothold. So next year we in terms of pro events, we've got 21 pro events. We've got a huge amount on offer in terms of development opportunities, which is a massive step forward. We have had not an official affiliation, but we were obviously able to offer some Challenge Tour starts this year, which is crucial. It's all well and good offering money, but when you couple that with incentives, development incentives for these players, then you're really on the right pathway to offering these guys a real platform for development and to drive their careers forward. So that's what we're all about moving forward. So next year you're going to have the great money coupled with really quite considerable development opportunities. I can't really give too many full details, but I mean, the number of opportunities available is going to be drastically increased for Challenge Tour and European Tour promotion. So that's fantastic. Venues have been amazing supporting us again. I mean, we try to get every venue that we can within the top 100 of various rankings. So we try to keep the venues to the highest quality possible. I think
up here again.
I think
out to these guys, like you said, they allowed us to finish off, didn't they, the next day? And I guess the clubs are a major part of it, aren't they?
Yeah, massive part, because obviously it doesn't matter how good a job we do as a tour, without a golf course, you're, for want of a better word, you're screwed. You don't have a tournament. So you need these venues to get behind you and to buy into your vision. That, you know, what you're trying to do for the professionals, you're trying to offer them a development platform. Without the golf course's support, you literally cannot do that. So I think I'm just about to be interrupted by my son. I'm really sorry. Rupert, you're on live TV. Say hi and then go.
Hello. What I wanted to do, actually, whilst you're here, we can show you a little. We put together another little highlights from the year, which we'd like to play for you, Tom, if that's all right. We're going to play this now and just enjoy this little video of the Clutch Pro Tour year highlights.
Tom, quick words. I know the last 24 hours have been quite stressful for you.
I mean, very grateful for the golf club, first and foremost, for allowing us a second day. Because it would have been a real anticlimax if the Tour Champs hadn't gone ahead. I mean, there's a lot riding on it for the players. It's our kind of pinnacle, and our climax and our showcase event. So we wanted to make sure it went ahead. So the club have done us a great service in allowing us to come back for a second day, and the players have been brilliant as well, because a lot of them had other plans, because we are a one-day tour this season. But they've all shown huge commitment. And to come back, and it's been fantastic.
Let's talk about the tour. It's the main series is over. There is more to come, isn't there? We'll come to that in a minute. But what's it been like for you organising it and getting it done? You must be
it's been
pretty proud right now.
Yeah, no, I am proud, and proud of everyone who's involved with us. I mean, Will down here, he's been an absolute superstar this year. Seb, Neil and Sally inside. You've got Graham out there, he's collecting tee markers, having done his refereeing shift. But it's filled a massive void from me playing to now running these events. I get a lot of satisfaction handing over the £10,000 winners check, and we've done a really good job. I'm not afraid to say that, and the players have been fantastic supporting us, and I think this event has been great because it just shows the calibre of players who've been coming through this tour when there's been little else to play in. And I think the mini tours have had such an important role to play this year in these guys' development, and hopefully a lot of these lads will use it as a springboard for next season and go and do some good things.
Fantastic. And to quickly touch on it, that is it for the main tour this year, but there is a winter series as well, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got an autumn action series, trying to make it sound a little bit more appealing than winter. So that starts on the 2nd of November at Corhampton with a Better Ball Pro-Am. and then we go to the fantastic Woodall Spa after that on the 9th of November. So we've got 6 events leading up to Christmas, then another 6 in the spring leading up to the main start of the season, which will be in April next year.
Thanks, Tom. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the
Thanks
day,
very
and
much.
congratulations again for the impending birth of your third child.
Just one more thing.
Of course you can, whatever you like.
Thank you very much to you guys for giving us the platform, because it means a lot to us. So it's been great.
Sorry, my head too big. I won't get through the clubhouse door for a beer. I will.
So unfortunately, the Autumn Action Series, because of COVID, we couldn't get it underway, could we, in the end?
No, obviously, no one could do anything about that. And most of the venues have been fantastic, supporting us again in the spring. So demand on tea times from membership is very high. We understand that, so we're very grateful for those clubs. So shortly, we will be releasing everything. We're just trying to make sure everything's signed and contracts are back from venues. But the first event of the season will be 4th of February at Sandy Lodge, and that's going to be the start of the Spring Super Series. And then similarly to what you saw in the video there, the main season is going to start, funnily enough, again at Sandy Lodge on the 1st of April. And then from that point forward, we'll have 21 pro events leading up to the Tour Championships, which will be at the Oxfordshire Golf Club, which will be a 54-hole event in October.
Wow. Fantastic stuff. Look, Tom, it's been some year, hasn't it? Have you had a chance to actually sit down and just reflect on the year? What are you most proud of from 2020?
Just getting it done, to be honest. I mean, I'm again, like I said in the video, I'm not afraid to say how proud I am of the quality of product I now think we have. It's going to be massively improved next season, from development opportunities through to prize money, and the format of the events as well. I think it's going to offer a much more complete package to the developing professional and amateur for that matter. But just getting it done and actually following through with all the promises that we made, delivering the Challenge Tour starts, delivering the prize money, because all of that is taken for granted. It's not easy to do that. And yeah, everything we've promised, we've so far managed to fulfill. And yeah, and it also just the types of golf courses we're taking the players to. I mean, some of the places, you obviously got to be lucky with the weather, but some of the golf courses that we went to, like Camberley Heath, Worpleston, Hollandwell, they're just like an absolute delight to play. Whether you're an amateur or professional, and especially under tour, when you're playing for your career, you want to be playing great golf courses and fair golf courses and golf courses that demand great golf. And if you're playing on those types of golf courses, one, it's going to help your development, but also you feel like the best player is going to win every week, and that's really what a pro tour should always be about. So yeah, really proud about the types of venues we're going to, because I think again, it takes so much work getting them, getting the venues to sign off on the events and to give us the time that they do. It really does take a huge amount of time and effort to get those events over the line. So probably the proudest moment again, moving into next year, will be when we actually release the schedule, because that is the one part of it that takes more time than anything else. Getting that schedule all sorted so that the players have a full schedule, that is the hardest part of what we do, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, even just getting his virtual golf show schedule done was kind of what it's like trying to actually arrange a whole year's golf tour. Actually, I'm pleased to say a little bit later, Tom, as well, we've got OJ Farrell coming on to the show. He was a regular on the Clutch Pro Tour as well, so we're going to get his thoughts about what it was like to play on Clutch. Tom, it's been a real pleasure. I can't thank you enough for coming on. I know you with children and getting the tour sorted for next year. You're a super busy man. Just quickly, if someone wants to get a bit more information about Clutch Pro Tour, somebody's watching this thinking, actually, I'd quite like to compete next year. I know we've got the website running across the bottom. What's the best way to get hold of you guys?
Obviously, our contact numbers are on the website. I mean, I'm always on Instagram, always following what's going on social media. It's kind of our biggest tool to contact the players. So Instagram's as good a place as anywhere. And I promise you that everything will be coming out very soon.
Top man. Tom, I better let you go back to work then. Thank you so much. Have a lovely Christmas. Please pass on my regards to your family as well. I will see you next year. I think we know that.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Ian.